Welcome to another episode of Modern Block. Thank you for joining me today. So today I thought I'd go through the Welsh journey through the pools. But before we get into it, please comment, please subscribe, please share, please like, and yeah, let's get into it. So Wales have a pretty good pool, not too tough, but there could be some upsets, so let's get into it. Their first game is against Georgia. Definitely one of my more fun teams to watch play. Georgia always put a lot of heart in their game. They remind me a lot of the Free State Cheetahs in South Africa when it comes to just putting everything on the line, and it's definitely a great thing, a feature of their rugby, and they bleed rugby, honestly. But yes, the last result, effectively, they've won the last recent game they've really played against Georgia. They beat them, and they haven't lost or drawn any games. Obviously, they played them in 2017 though, so it is relatively recent. But Wales only won by 7 points. Interestingly enough. They have played other games previously, but that's my only game I think that is really relative. So it was a tight game. I don't know what the reason for that is, and I haven't been able to find any historic reasoning if it was maybe a weaker Welsh team that was chosen. But definitely a game for Wales fans to watch if that's the situation. It might just be a France-New Zealand situation there where a little bit of a shake-up in that, or a bad day for Wales, but still an interesting gap and a relatively close one. They next go on against Australia. So there's been a good history between these two teams, played many times, but unfortunately for Wales, it's been very lopsided Australia's way. I know, to be fair though, that the last game they played, Wales did win. So there is a lot to it, and it shows you that the tide of the Welsh rugby in the recent years has definitely turned Wales' way. I think it is more of Wales being stronger than Australia being poor, although some might argue that. And I think it shows the quality of the Welsh team going into the World Cup. It was a tight win though, so not a lot you can take from it, only 3 points. The game before that, Australia won by 8, and the game before that, Australia won by 24. So a little bit of a, definitely probably as a Welsh fan, the game to watch. I hope that they can turn their tides and face Australia, but it could be a tough one nonetheless. The average of the last 5 games is 17. Take that with a pinch of salt. Obviously, the last game Australia did lose on Australian soil, but it's still, it was a tight one, so we'll see. But yeah, that is kind of like the average, 17. Hopefully that helps your picks. Next, Wales take on Fiji. Another bruiser of a game, and Fiji is the kind of team that if you meet them and they're angry or they're in the mood, they're going to hurt you as a team. And what concerns me a lot about this, and if I was a Welsh fan, I'd be really nervous about this. Unfortunately, New Zealand's style of play does sometimes lead to a large amount of injuries, not because of dirty play, but they have some mean bruises. Their whole team is made up of effectively Jonah Lomos. So I do think that unfortunately a lot of teams leave that game with a lot of injuries. I know in the last World Cup when South Africa faced them, World Cup before that, unfortunately it does leave a lot. And unfortunately one of the biggest problems with Welsh rugby is the depth. They don't have a massive amount of player pools to choose from. They have stunning world-class players for sure, but I don't know if they have enough. I'm hoping they have enough to face a full World Cup with a full strength team. I always want to see the best teams go into the quarters, semis and final, so I hope that this game doesn't injure them much. But yeah, the Wales have played them 5 times in the last few years. Won 3, drew 1 and lost 1, so it is a little bit of a topsy-turvy thing, but effectively won the last 3 games relatively comfortably, with Wales by 10, then by 4, and then 66, but that is back in 2011, so it's a tough one to really include in this mix. I'd focus more on the recent 2015-2014 game, but the 2015 one being in the World Cup also, where Wales did prevail by 10, so I do think it's a good omen for them, and they should just continue that forward there. The average win is definitely Wales' way with 17, so interestingly enough, the flip of the Australian side. So I think this is a good one for Wales to take on. I just hope that they don't lose any star players in that game, taking that win, as I do think it is an essential one for them to go through the group stages, especially if they don't overcome Australia in that game. It could start getting questionable. So yeah, their last game is a relatively easy one, Uruguay. They should take this. They've only ever played Uruguay once and beat them by 45 points, so it should be a relatively easy one. But obviously meaning the average win rate there is 45 points. So I think as a Welsh fan, you definitely want to focus on that Australia-Fiji game in the centre there and hope that they don't, that they go your way. But yeah, I hope that helps with your picks. I hope that helps you follow as a Welsh fan and kind of like where you should focus your game time if you're following. But yeah, thanks guys. I hope you like this. Please comment, please share, please subscribe down below if you have anything else to say. And yeah, let's get the conversation going down below.